Acknowledge me.
Leveled by Marvin Constant, the redshirt freshman out of Tuscaloosa.
Oh, they go by now. Let him know he don't want to stop. 65 yards as the ball was balled away from the line of scrimmage. Gerald Dixon.
Hey, you forgot to see my book. And you proper.
Yep, they're going to find out the Bama Standard is back on the air. Let's go ahead and get this party rolling. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Get in the comment section that's live and let us know how you feel tonight. We got plenty to talk about. If you're watching the replay, get in the comment section down below. Tell us how you feel. I'm sure there'll be some things you agree with, some things you may not agree with, but we'll take it anyway. I'm your host, Justin Riley. Before I introduce my all-star crew, I got to introduce one of the sponsors who keeps the lights turned on for the Bama Standard. That's Limestone Company. Have you ever dreamed of having beautiful natural stone in or around your home? Don't settle for subpar materials. Check out Limestone Company's selection of natural stone products to meet all of your project needs. Limestone is located conveniently in Oneonta, Alabama, and is one of the oldest, most trusted sources in the state. So contact them today. Tell them we sent you by using the promo code the Bama Standard to receive 10% off your first order. All right. Now let's introduce the all-star panel. Headliner, the undefeated, undisputed king of comedy. He's everybody's cousin, but more importantly, he is the star of the show and has driven our subscription up to over 13,000 members running strong. Steve Brown.
Hey, man. Welcome back, Steve. Hey, man, I'm glad to be back with y'all, man. Missed y'all. Let's get into it, man. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Excited to have you back. Well, right next to you is a 1999 All-SEC linebacker. When Ric Flair said, to be the man, woo, you got to beat the man. Ladies and gentlemen, he is still that man, Marvin Constant.
Mookie Love, what's up? 4% body fat, what's happening?
You know what, Marvin, I gotta say this. I kind of missed you, man.
We missed you too. Poquito.
There was a pause, Steve. I don't know if I believe that. Did you?
I don't. I don't believe it either. I just wanted to say it to bring the ratings up.
There wasn't any blood, any spirit in that. I
didn't miss his ass at all.
Damn.
I'm back.
Well, just above him, I think he's somebody who definitely missed you. He is a 2002 All-SEC defensive back. He was a part of Bill's Mafia as both a player and a scout. He is one of the most knowledgeable men as far as evaluating talent. Anything else there is out there, but more importantly, he's one of our guys, our brother, Gerald Smoke Dixon.
What's happening, Steve? Listen, I didn't miss you last week, but I was thinking about you every single day, my good brother.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
I ain't gonna lie and say I missed you. He be flying his ass up. And now here's the one thing you missed. Part of the credentials, the truth teller of everything from 1999 to 2002 in Bama football history. We won't let nothing slide.
That's what's up.
Ain't that right, Marvin Constant?
Yeah.
he seems really drawn into the show. But anyway, someone who's always drawn in. He's a man who keeps Paul Feinbaum gainfully employed, and he is the senior analyst of the Bama Standard Network. But he's also coaching up that defensive line over there in Pell City. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen M. Smith.
What's up? What's happening? Yes. Hey, it's good to have my guy. One's up, Steve Brown, baby.
Yes, sir.
You know, and nobody's ever had that type of excitement about Marvin coming back. Have y'all noticed that?
Dude, you are so petty, Marvin Constant.
I had to prove my point, baby. I send receipts. And I'm gonna send you plenty more before it's over. Look what y'all been on.
Hey, so ladies and gentlemen who are watching, y'all probably don't know, but Marvin just sent Smoke some news. But go ahead. Let's go. Let's get to it.
Listen, we got a lot to talk about tonight. And one of those things we're going to talk about is our great guest. But there's only one man on this panel who can bring him in the right way. This is his third appearance. Glad to have him back. Stephen Smith, who we have back in the building.
This is not a guest. This is family. and he donning the new look right now. He gonna be at Alabama this season. Part of that 2025 class on the defensive line. He gonna be tearing them jokers up. You hear me? Tear them up. Y'all know what he is. Put them L's up. Now put them L's up for London Simmons. He in here.
I just got one question. What made you get a haircut, man? I was loving the wild, the hair on fire.
I thought it was a little childish, so I had to go with a new look.
Mom
Hey,
told
man.
you to get it off, didn't it? Mom told you.
Yeah.
Don't see by
Hey, man, you know what? I promise you, when I came on, I was like, okay, so who is this? I did not recognize you, little cousin. I didn't even recognize you first, cousin. I'm sorry,
It threw me. It caught me off guard at first. I'm like, who is this groomed young fella on
Yeah,
here?
that's my first cousin, man. God, I didn't even recognize him.
Didn't you have to reintroduce yourself to your grandmother one time? She didn't recognize you.
I know.
Stop it.
Hey, London, I'm gonna tell you something funny though. Man, my sophomore year, man, this kid comes up with my freshman year. He comes on a visit. When I tell you he had worse hair than you, it was like straight up.
Wait a minute.
Then it was this way. Then
Hold on a second. Back up.
Then it was, hold on. You ever watch Dragon Ball Z with Goku and his hair how Gerald Smoke Dixon when he walked? We all looking at him like, who the hell is? Where did he come from? Like y'all didn't send him back. He ain't proper.
No.
I don't
was
know,
it that
man.
bad? Was it that bad, Smoke?
Hey, man, listen.
Hey, man, Smoke. Marvin act like you came in on your knuckles. What's going on?
That's probably the worst hairdo I've ever seen. His hair was worse than Samuel L. Jackson in one of them old 1800 movies with them bad wigs. It was that bad.
I don't know, man.
Oh, the Pulp Fiction.
No, not Pulp Fiction. One where he was playing like Frederick Douglass or something. One of them old wigs like that.
I thought he kind of resembled Michael Jackson on that Thriller album.
Oh, here we go. Hey,
No, it was bad. And then he had this huge cast on his arm, and we looking like he got a cast and that hair. Like, who is this dude?
Don King. Go ahead.
Wait a minute. Marvin, back up. You said he had worse hair than, but before you said that, you're talking about how you loved his former look. So
That's
which
what I'm
is
trying
it?
to see.
So we need to talk about this.
Your hair was not like his. His hair, disaster.
But you
when
said it was worse.
That
You
means
said it was worse, but you gave him a backhanded compliment.
No, I said his hair was worse than yours.
You still said worse.
Well, I mean, it was a good look, though. All right, so you know how when you see them dogs,
Don't worry about it, Marvin.
and the
Marvin,
hair
don't worry
be all
about it.
matted, and they have to go to the vet, and
Marvin,
they
don't worry
have to
about it.
start cutting the hair off before they can even comb through it.
Don't worry
Gerald
about it.
Smoke Dixon.
You know what? Me and him, we don't like you now. Ain't that right, cousin? Ain't that right, cousin?
Steve Brown used to have dreads, and then when his hair started receding, it looked like a horseshoe with some dreads hanging up the back, like that Predator wig on the movie. So till he finally decided to just let it go. You know that Jamaican hat? He had it in real life.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. All right. See, when you tell the truth on a man, there's nothing else that he can do other than try to just rub your name all in the mud so you lose credibility. That's it.
Exactly. That's
All
all.
I'm going to find a picture of this hair.
Hey, brother, you can do whatever you want.
It don't say between us though.
But the truth is the truth. Like you killing me for outing you for something that you claim that 99.9% of the world says a lie. But hey, listen, we got the real dude on here to talk about real life football. Current Bama football. Let's go to my man, Mr. London. Man, we don't have to sit around with this.
That's right. Marvin ain't talking about nothing.
We dudes are washed up.
London, you all right, man? You excited about this upcoming season, man?
Yes, sir.
That's what it is, man. Cuz ready.
I gotta talk about something though, London. Listen, I heard that you got more skill than Travis Hunter because in that All-Star game, you weren't just playing D-line, they were letting you tote that rock, and you got in that paint, got you a little touchdown. I want to hear about this.
Oh, really? What's up?
Believe it or not, I was a running back before I was a D lineman. If you want,
hell.
Yeah, I was, but
That's the well.
Ole Miss, the Pegues. So the play
What I'm
was
talking about, baby.
play
Yes,
is
sir.
called So as soon as they said Pegues, I was like, oh yeah, it's my time. And then they called time. I was like, dang. And then at the end of the game, it was like, all right, Pegues. And then when I scored, like nobody wanted to tackle me. So it didn't feel right. I wanted somebody to try to at least like tackle me, or like I wanted some contact or something.
And you know what's crazy? When they called his name and he said, "It's my time," I knew it was about to go down.
I just got one question. Were they hollering thick six when you scored?
I don't think so. I don't.
That's what they say when the big man scored. Thick six. You ain't heard that?
No, that don't, Marv. That don't sound right.
That's a different channel, Marvin. We can't talk about that.
Marvin, I'm gonna laugh with you. Ha ha ha.
Thick six. That don't.
You never heard that before?
No, Marvin.
Marvin, you're the only one that heard that echo, man. If you hear an echo, that don't mean everybody else heard it.
But guys,
no.
he's not lying about no one wanting to tackle him. I watched the replay, and literally the sea parted, and he just casually walked in there like, yeah.
I jumped.
Yeah, you did jump.
So they didn't want to mess up their NIL deals.
This is why I jumped though. So like he was coming. He felt like he was coming. I was like, man, I just want to jump over him. And then he ended up not coming. I'm like, all right, no fun.
He wouldn't let you be great.
Yeah.
But you got in that end zone.
Oh, I got in the end zone for sure.
But was there a touchdown dance? Was there a celebration?
You too tired. He was too tired. He a big man.
We went to the middle of the field. I threw the ball up and we started shooting skeets.
Okay.
What's skeets?
Skeets. You know what skeets are?
You know,
yeah.
Pull. Somebody say pull.
No. Oh, okay.
Trap shooting. Trap.
I'm old. We be shooting birds. I thought so. Yeah. We be shooting.
We just gotta get you out the woods.
Yeah. I'm old. Oh yeah.
We gotta get you out the woods. That's all.
That's what it is.
He ain't going nowhere.
So we got the hair taken care of. Love the new look. But one thing I gotta ask: last week we had Rock Montgomery, offensive lineman for Alabama right now, and he's talking to us about how his suit game on game day is the best on the team. So this is what you got to look forward to. So I want to know, how's your suit game gonna look come game day when you doing that walk of champions? How you going to compete with those guys, man? What you got lined up for them?
Maybe I go all black with a maroon tie or crimson tie, and then probably some crimson shoes.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's nasty. I like that. I like that.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna give you my number offline. I got a tailor. I got you, dog. We ain't gonna do that.
I was about to say the same thing, but if Gerald's gonna take care of you, that works.
I got you, bro.
Man, listen. I got you. Trust me.
Appreciate it.
So he gonna tell you he got you. He gonna let you go out there with feathers coming out of your hat, your suit, your daggone suit going all the way down to your kneecap.
I know. Just like Steve Harvey. Just like Steve Harvey, an old Steve Harvey suit. No, we ain't gonna act like that, bro.
So this is what I'm gonna do for you. Like, I'm gonna send some pictures to Smoke, man. My tailor, when I say he does a great job, man, he laces my suits with that crimson inside and that thing with that custom. It just for some inspiration. If you ever decide you want to get some custom, so you have some ideas about what he's great at what he does and how he implements that crimson inside the suit.
Okay. So listen, think this over, because you know the little top the women be wearing and it snap it in the middle. That's what Marvin gonna send you. You don't want that. You don't want nothing spandex. He got one on now. Look, you don't want that.
Be careful about getting that advice from him, London. Look at his shirt. He shops at Baby Gap.
If you want the people to see your nipple print, don't get nothing from Marvin.
All the non-six pack having people are talking, so I can ignore that.
Hey, they'll see your six pack too. So even the hair on your stomach, don't do it. Don't.
Man,
can we move on now?
Yeah, we got to lighten the mood, make everybody feel comfortable. That's what it is.
They're gonna give you a shirt with the back cut out. You don't want that. Okay. All right.
What we're gonna do now? We're gonna try to reel it back in, talk some ball, because that's what we do. We're gonna go around the room. London, I know you've had time to think. Now, don't go the route of Mr. Constant, because when Marvin was talking about who he faced every day in practice, he's got a lot of calls coming our way. Matter of fact, I got a few of them hit my phone up right now. But who are you looking forward to the most in practice when fall camp arrives? Who you want to go one-on-one with? And I'm not saying to talk bad about it, but more so iron sharpens iron kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that you know, you would say, you know what, that's my dude. I want to get better by taking him on. You got somebody in mind?
Definitely. Like it's a lot of freshmen coming in this year, so definitely want to get them better, and I also get them better. So yeah, all the freshmen that are coming in, I want to we just get each other better.
I like that.
No vet in mind that you want to lock horns with?
Uh,
Like I said, we're not getting you to call anybody out. It's more so, you know what? I want to be better because I'm facing the best.
London, I'm going to tell you this. I got called into my head coach's office one time for answering a question something similar to this. Truthfully,
No, he didn't.
Don't do it.
Hey, man. Hey, you know what? Hey, London, go ahead.
You wouldn't generate a response that Marvin Constant gave to the Tuscaloosa News reporter. That's the difference between you two. That's why he's not on the front page.
Right. So London, I think the best answer. I can't answer for you, but maybe you can work your way up to one of those names that you might want. Then I think that'll be the best thing. And then if you do find yourself competing against one of the names, the big names on the offensive line, that means you're working your butt off and you're climbing the ladder. So
there you go.
I just look forward to doing that, man. I understand that the iron sharpens iron, and I love the thing that you said. Freshmen that are coming in, you looking to go at and make them better. So you're taking the steps, and I like that, man. That's really cool. So in other words, don't go in there against an upperclassman and get your ass knocked out. Don't do that. Just take your time and don't look that up.
All right, so I'm gonna pass it around the room now. We'll start out with the star, Steve, and then we'll go to Marvin, up to Smoke, and then Steven and Smith.
So, do you look forward, or are you going to try to really get early playing time, or do you feel like you're capable of getting early playing time, or what's your plan? What's your goal?
From what I know is my playing time will come from how I get like easily how like mature I am and like how fit I am and more like how what's my weight going in, what's my body mass and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. I got you. So you got a plan. You got a plan. Yeah, stick to the plan, man. You're gonna be all right. I like that answer.
So the college game, it's constantly changing. We all know that with the evolution of the RPOs and the mobile quarterback and all of these things, it definitely changed the way defensive linemen have to play the game. You oftentimes you can't be as fast upfield as you would like to be because you don't know if it's a screen, you don't know if it's QB draw, so many things that could hold you. So with the evolution of today's game, what do you think you're going to need to work on the most to adapt to that game in college? Because it's a lot of difference between college and high school. But again, you can't be so much in a hurry to get out of there. So what is it you feel like you need to work on to make yourself the ideal college player, given the way the game has changed?
Definitely game speed and play recognition from just repeating it in practice, just going against it in practice. And yeah.
As my man Smoke would always say, time on task, man. And then just focusing. And when you're watching watching film on those guys, you want to look for those tendencies, those things that are going to give you that extra little bit of advantage. It might be something as simple as a guy's foot's turned out on a run play. It might be straight on a pass play. So many little things that you can identify that'll give you that edge, man. So I would just tell you, take that time and invest in your craft. Do it when others aren't, because a lot of guys are going to be so quick to get out of that building because they just want to go live life because they're in college. But if you're serious about this craft and making it a career and being the best, man, you got to watch that film. That tape going to tell you so much about who you're playing.
That's what's up, man. I like that.
That's great advice.
Like that.
Last time we talked about just improving. And one of the things that you talked about was your conditioning and working out. Right. So with that said, from the last time till we are today now, what have you been doing in order to work on your conditioning and also your strength in your lower and your upper body?
Yeah, definitely working out 2 days. I mean, not 2 days, but like 2 times a day. And just getting that work in from early in the morning. Like I'm working with my team at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm still hitting another workout. Probably hit a run. You know what I'm saying, like a little mile run and stuff like that.
So how much are you weighing right now?
285, 290.
Oh, okay, cool. So don't get too small now, though.
I ain't gonna get too small.
Well, I was just about to say, with the volume of workouts that you're doing in the morning and you're doing stuff in the afternoon, you got to be very mindful of your calorie intake and how much protein you're taking in, as well as once you up that, you got to drink enough water to actually make that protein break down so that it's soluble. So those are things you got to be mindful of, because, you know, when you're doing 2 workouts like that, if you're not fueling your body properly, not only will you be tired and fatigued, the muscle starts to break down. There's so many things that happens to the body if you're not resting properly. You know, that's one of the reasons why you've seen, you know, the NCAA go away from the 3 days and 2 days, because of how hard it is on the body. So I would say just be mindful of that if you're going to take that approach of how you fuel your body, and make sure you're taking things that are going to help your body recover so that you can sustain, and so that you're not, you know, beating yourself up and running yourself in the ground.
So,
Stephen M. Smith, you are up, sir.
A question London I had was, is there a veteran on this defensive line that the first time you get there, you're pulling up to learn from that guy? Have you watched any of the veterans and you thought, man, that's a guy I can grow from, I can study on. This is a guy that I trust that he's going to teach me some things, but I'm going to pattern into my own game.
Definitely Tim Keenan. I got a pretty good relationship with him. And yeah, just when he was in the same like type of, like, he wasn't a real high recruit, I would say, and just like understanding like what was his motive, what was his drive to do what he's doing now.
You know what? I like Tim Keenan, and I think you'll learn a lot from him. Just don't listen to none of that Kappa stuff. Don't listen. Hey, look, you see that right there? Yeah, don't listen to none of that. All that shoulder shake stuff. Just
that, and understand those stars mean nothing. You write your own ticket. I've seen so many guys 4 and 5 stars and couldn't produce to save their life. So just know none of that means anything. The moment you step on campus, you're gonna write your story. Every word in that chapter will be written by you. So it don't matter what star you are. It's matter how hungry you are, how determined you are, and how willing you are to go get it.
I totally agree with that.
And you have told me several times that I want to get those stars. So going in, how has that served as motivation to you? How's it giving you an edge going in, feeling like maybe you didn't get the stars that you deserve? I think I see you as a 5-star, but I think it's kind of good not giving you that right away, because it does give you a chip on your shoulder, makes you more mean and more nasty, more willing to prove yourself. So what kind of edge do you feel like this gives you as you head into your first season at Bama?
Well, when I had what I realized is, as soon as you get to college, stars mean nothing.
There you go.
It's back at square one, so everybody's gonna have to work to get what they need or what they want.
So just my question to everybody, and just in case a lot of people don't know, I don't know personally, but what, and I could ask you, Smoke, probably you too, Marvin, what exactly do these stars mean? Because I like what he just said. They mean absolutely nothing when you get to college. Steve, you got your hand up.
Okay, so the star rating it's based on the network that's scouting you or looking at you. So let's say, for example, the ESPNs, the On3s, the Rivals, they may send a couple of their scouting experts, their scouting developers to a camp or to a high school, to an event. And based on how a particular player may test at that event, how they test at that camp, then they put down a star rating, or then they'll evaluate. They put down a star grade. Now sometimes those evaluations aren't accurate, because just because that kid may run a 4.3, or just because that kid may jump a 38-inch vertical, it may not always translate to that guy dominating on the field. But they go there to scout these young men out to see the potential.
So it's kind of like notoriety. Like in my line of work, you know, it's like it's not about being funny too much anymore. It's about the notoriety. And to his point, it's like, you know what? It doesn't matter how popular you are in college and all that. When we hit this field, those stars mean absolutely nothing. You got to show me. So it's pretty much, it ain't who you know, it's who you're looking at when you get on that field.
I mean, Prime, I mean, prime example, you go back to the 2016 Bama class, that was Josh Jacobs' class.
Mm-hmm.
And so Josh Jacobs came on late. He was a 3-star. He came on the scene. His tape, his stuff, his measurables came out late. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of people saw this kid from McLean High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and thought, hey, he's a 3-star. He ain't going to do nothing. But they didn't really recognize the actual work that Jacobs puts in. Mm-hmm. Like Josh Jacobs put in work at McLean High School. If you go back and you watch what that guy actually did.
And at Bama.
And it was Burton Burns. Burton Burns actually looked at Coach Saban and said, we got to get this kid. Burton Burns actually put Saban on that plane, and they both went to a basketball gym at McLean High School to get Jacobs.
Mm. Well, I want to tell you this, though, London. A lot of times when you answer questions, you'll give like a 1, 2, maybe 3 answer response. Now, when you go to college and you transition, I know there's this whole thing with NIL and everything else. And a lot of times people want to talk to that person who has the personality, someone who's charismatic, someone who's going to give them something. So I would say the best advice I can give you is, just take a beat after someone asks you a question, think about it. And, just put, a little bit more on it, a little bit more energy, a little bit more depth, because that's going to serve you in the long run when people start looking for, hey, I need someone for a commercial, or, hey, I need someone to talk. So, again, those are the little things that'll give you that advantage as you go through that university.
All right. So if you want to get into the star and evaluation portion of your high school career, really, the way that you start with stars is the offers that you get early. For me, what were your first 5 offers? If you can remember.
It was Louisiana Tech, UAB, Arkansas State, Jackson State, and Sanford.
Good. So with that said right there, most recruiting companies or services will automatically put you in that group of 5 category. And that's when you usually start off with a 3-star. Mm-hmm. And then as you go along your process and you start picking up more offers from bigger schools, then you'll get into now you're on the radar of maybe the 4-star point of view. Then someone will actually go in and truly evaluate you on the top end portion of it. Because they're and people beat the guys up, or the young people that do the evaluation portion of it. But if you think about it, it's a tough job, because it's not like you're evaluating 150 kids. You're evaluating thousands that you have to do. You have to get it accurate. So a lot of the evaluators get beat up, and the services get crushed for not having everyone as a 4 or 5-star or 3-star. Stars start off with your offers. And when you once you get your big offers, then they'll put you into a playing field of where you should be. Then they'll come in and evaluate you. And then the 5-star guys, they're always saying those are the top 32 that will go into the NFL draft. Like, they'll use it as draftable grades, right? But again, like, anyone that talks about stars and you're actually a real athlete and a competitor, and you have a scholarship and you're already signed to somewhere, you're wasting time, because you're not going to change anything after you graduated and now you're going on to your next career path. This is college. Like, when I came in my class, I was the lowest rated player in my class. Yeah, I've only not started 5 games in college in my entire life. So it had nothing to do with my stardom or what I said or how I did. I just went out and just did work. So the 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, they put that to bed. That goes away already. That only could have helped you a little bit in generating NIL and actually your name, image, and likeness earnings before you got onto campus. But once you get on the campus, yeah, that state is clean.
Trust me, I seen some 5-stars.
Yep.
You pick your number. You decide what you want to do. You write down what path you want to take this journey on. You set that path, and you keep going. And don't let anything stop you unless you want it to. So disregard all that. That's old news. That's when you was 11th grade, 12th grade. Now, this stuff's done with.
remember, you
boy
go.
time. Now you're trying to see how much money can I earn, and how can I help my draftable grade moving forward and help my team win football games.
Now, if you wanna up your status now, you could do like me. Repeat the 12th grade again. Maybe. I'm just saying, maybe.
But you know, Smoke is absolutely right though. Again, like I told you earlier, you're gonna write your own story. But the thing, like I said, man, film, taking care of your body, man. Taking care of your body is gonna be. I put taking care of your body and film as my top two things that it takes to be a great athlete. Because if you don't take care of your body, you're never gonna get the output that you truly want anyway. So you know, again, let those two things be at the top of mind when you're thinking about it.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Ann. Ann has a $4.99 super chat. We greatly appreciate you.
Thank you, Ann.
She watches us a lot. We're grateful to have all our regulars here on the Bama Standard Network. All right, we're going to go one more round. I'll start us off, and then we will go to Stephen M. Smith, back to Smoke, down to Marvin, and the star of the show will close it out. So, London, as you know, Alabama is in the mouth of everyone. Every single day, you look on social media, can't go one day without them talking about Alabama. There's a lot of negative narratives being spewed out. So my question is to you, which narrative are you most anxious to squash, and what new narrative do you want to start going forward for Alabama?
It really does. A narrative really doesn't matter. They're not in the locker room every day. They're not in the facility every day. So they really don't know what's really actually going on. Just like clearing out the haters and like just locking in with football is my main priority.
I love that. That's good stuff. Stephen and Smith.
London, getting the chance to be coached under Kane Womack as your defensive coordinator in this defense, what has you the most excited about learning to play within the workings of that attack in 4-2-5?
Oh yeah, definitely a little more one-on-ones. You know, just like it's an exciting like defense to have. You know what I'm saying? A lot of blitzing going on and just a lot of getting after the quarterback.
Now that your football season is over and you're training 2 times a day, have you ever thought about doing another sport other than just straight football? And if so, what other events are we going to practice?
I'm definitely going to work on my power and my shot put. You know, just getting my power and my technique and like just
Nice. Track and field.
You can come to my shot put clinic. I'd be happy to teach you.
Oh yeah, Mook, you're a beast. I heard that. That I agree with. I heard that you did your thing as a shot putter in high school.
I never lost. I won 6A indoor and outdoor every year I was in school. I never lost once.
True.
Because it was alternative. Because it was alternative school.
No. I ain't gonna let you beat my boy up. Nah, I'm a track and field guy. That's why I threw that question out there to my man London. But
hey man, that bus.
Mookie Love got some power in them hips.
But that bus was short as hell. Listen, listen.
Steve, you said he was the ISS state champion?
What? It wasn't number 1 seat on the bus. Okay, listen. Okay, man. Listen.
Marvin, it's on you, man. Go ahead.
That bus, 2 seats, him and the driver. Okay, go ahead.
Y'all just don't want to leave me alone there. I get it. You missed me, Steve. We know. All right, London, quick question. You have a girlfriend?
No, sir.
What the hell?
Listen, man, I'm going to give you the best advice I can give you that I wish someone had told me.
Oh, here we go.
Females in college. No, a lot of them come with intentions of trying to get a certain IE athlete. So just be mindful of who you date and how you approach that process. And just remember why you're really there. Because a lot of them will try to take your focus away, and they can often be a distraction. So, you know, that's one of those things where you got to find that fine balance, because coming from high school to college and having that freedom, I've seen a lot of people struggle with that freedom from going from high school to college, and they don't be quite as focused as they should. So the best advice I can give you, just stay focused on what you need to focus on, man. And and just realize women are always gonna be around.
Yeah, because Marvin was a whore. Listen, so let me say this. Listen, man, just concentrate on football. All that stuff is gonna come. I know it's easier said than done. Concentrate on football, man. I guarantee you won't go wrong. Trust me. Trust me. What's for you is for you. Concentrate on getting that playbook. I don't care what nobody else do or say. See, these two right here, man, they were maniacs on campus.
No, I wonder what Smoke want to say right now.
I'm not going to say anything. I just don't want to laugh.
Right. So as I was saying, Smoke, you should be Smoke.
I'm talking from experience.
But Smoke, you should be proud of me. Smoke, you should be proud of me. I'm telling him to get in that playbook, man. You know what I'm saying?
No. Listen. What you're saying is honest.
Yeah, get in that
Marvin
playbook.
Said got me late. Listen, okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I say, don't do what I say, not what I did. Okay.
Because Marvin had crabs. Listen, so
okay. Let's get back to ball real quick, guys.
No, we are on ball. I'm just saying, reel it back in. But I was just laughing because as soon as Marvin said that, my mind went straight back to like 99 through 02, and I'm like,
back to that hair. Back to that hair.
Marvin.
That's why I'm telling the man from experience what to look for, man. Listen, you should learn from the mistakes of those who came before you so that you don't repeat those. What they say, history is one of the greatest teachers of the future.
Right.
Marvin got tapes on beat.
All right.
Chest.
Well, go ahead.
Steve Brown, you're the star of the show.
Hey,
and you get to ask the last question or impart the last bit of advice. What you got?
Hey, Justin, I have no questions. All I want to say, man, is we're proud of you. Welcome to the family, man. And again, just get in that playbook, man. Listen to your coaches and go hard. I think you're gonna do well. So again, I'm happy that you're with us, man. And hey, roll tide, man. Great luck, blessings to you.
You report this summer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your report date?
I don't really know yet.
Okay.
But is this your reporting weight that they want you at?
290, 295.
Okay. Just make sure that you're in shape for that conditioning test, man.
Yeah, that's what.
So are you trying? Are you trying to go up in weight, or are you trying to drop?
No, he's good right where he's at. He's good right where he's at because 290, 295 right now. Long as he stays in, that cardio is the biggest thing when you get report to college because there's a lot of strong guys that are only strong for about 5 reps.
Yeah.
The well-conditioned one is a mentally and physically strong athlete that can go all day long. And long as you stay out of that training room and you stay off the loaf bus, that's lack of effort bus, and you just provide and just play to the echo of the whistle as a defensive lineman, I don't care how big or how small that you are, you're going to wear out every single offensive line.
Right. So Smoke, are you on the interior line or are you outside? Can you play both?
Oh, me?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh well, Roach is he thought I was a nose, but I move like well for my size, so he's trying to put me in like it don't matter.
It don't matter. That's what's up, man. I like that.
You play some nose and play some 3 technique. He's an interchangeable guy, man.
That's what's up.
He can one gap penetrate and that can be disruptive, being a shade, working the edges. I mean, being a 3 technique, working the shit.
He's versatile, man. He's marketable.
And then he can be that shade inside that's a stub that it's hard to move and route up out of there and hold down the integrity of that A gap and firm up that run defense.
That's what's up, man.
He is what he says he is. I've watched him in person. And anybody who has dared test him, I've literally seen take flight backwards. It was pretty nice to witness, actually. But real quick, London, quick answers here. On game day, what's your pregame meal? What's on your playlist? And then what SEC opponent are you looking forward the most to tangling with?
All right, so pregame meal. This is the dream pregame meal.
Okay.
Let's go baked chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Some broccoli with cheese.
I like that.
Maybe some mashed potatoes and a roll.
Okay.
That's the
pregame. You're going to have the itis, man. You're going to be on the sideline sleep.
A lot of that's a lot of carbs, isn't it?
Got to have it, though.
All right, go ahead. All right, what's your playlist?
My playlist. I like Rod Wave. It settles me down. I'm a Rod Wave type of person.
Hold on. So you don't like Taylor Swift? You
Nah,
tripping. You tripping. You tripping.
Man, what you on right now,
I
man?
don't like him no more. You tripping.
Sorry, Steve is our resident Swiftie.
Yeah, I don't know how you eat all that food. Like on game days, I never ate on game days. I would load up the night before, but I could not eat on a game day. I couldn't.
I don't eat a lot on game days because I get nervous and I start throwing up if I eat too much.
Yeah.
So I don't eat a lot.
That's not, and that's nothing wrong with having just anxious just to get out there and get it done. But you know what helps calm down that nervous energy is really learning how to meditate and channel your energy in the right way. And I had to learn that at a young age because I was so anxious of playing, and you're so revved up and you have all this going on and you're like, man, the adrenaline's flowing, and you just give it up. So what I used to do, like you said, you listen to music that calms you down. I started meditating and just getting into my own zone and just playing the game that I was going to play in my mind.
Hey,
it helped me relax.
Hey, I tell you what's going to happen to you on the first time you run out of that tunnel. I'm telling you, we may not know it, but a tear going to come down your eye because you're going to be like, man, I made it.
That's real.
Watch what I tell you. It's going to be a proud moment.
In reference to what Smoke just said, that's a valid point because I used to do the same thing. You want to run those scenarios through your head. You want to visualize making those plays. So when you're on the field, it just happens naturally.
Right.
You know, but that goes back to watching film because watching film allows you to visualize it. And I promise you, it makes a world of difference. Smoke is 1,000% correct.
And it also helps you escape, and you're just trying to buy time, right? So if you say, you know what, I got 60 minutes, and you're looking at the clock, it's only 58, and then it just starts racing, and then you're wearing out yourself mentally. So just say, you know what, I'm going to go warm up, and I got 40 minutes left. In my 40 minutes, and just break it down in the increments of what you're going to do. I know I got 40 plays or 20 plays out that coach said I'm going to go out there and do. Okay, on this, I'm doing that and that. And just visualize yourself and everything, every note that you've been taking all week. If you have to put it on your wrist, put it on your wrist. And before you know it, coach is going to say, okay, lineman up. We're going out. Showtime. You're not thinking anymore. All you're doing now is reacting and playing ball.
Right. That's what's up.
But who is that SEC opponent you want more than any, just when you start out?
SEC opponent. Auburn. For sure. I already
got it marked on your calendar.
Yeah, so when I went down there, it was like I just can feel the hate in Auburn. I was like, I don't like them already. It's just
How close is Tennessee to making it to that level?
They're next. They're definitely next.
Oh wow, okay. That's
then LSU, and then Georgia. Yeah.
Makes sense.
He bleeds crimson and white, guys. We got a good one. We're excited to have you, London, and we'll be talking to you a lot more leading up to your departure. So please come back if our craziness doesn't drive you away. But before you go, if you would, man, let folks know how they can find you on social media.
Yeah, my Instagram is L0ND0_, and my Twitter is London Simmons 51. That's where you can find me.
Man, we greatly appreciate you, brother. It's always good hanging out with family, man.
Thank you. Really appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Roll
Be
Tide,
good,
brother.
Taylor Swift. Take Taylor Swift.
No Taylor Swift.
He's gonna be all right.
Just try some Ride Wave. Like listen to Ride Wave. Just try it.
I will, man. I'm gonna listen to Ride Wave, but just one.
I'm gonna listen to some Taylor Swift.
Thank you.
Oh,
you're gonna be a beast.
Steve, don't do that to him, man.
Hey man, thanks for coming on, bro. Hey man.
Yes, thank you, brother. It's always fun. All right. Roll Tide. Man,
I don't think that young fella will pull a Kenny Smith while on the field. Listen, man.
I like
y'all don't understand how many times I heard Kenny say, man, the tight end was on the ball. He couldn't run no route. So I had Kenny, that's not what you were supposed to do.
Hey, now, Marvin, here's one thing that we can say about Kenny. Yes, Kenny did what Kenny wanted to do when Kenny wanted to do it, but it wasn't lack of preparation.
No.
Wasn't because of lack of preparation.
He studied. Actually, Kenny is the main one who I studied film with the majority of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Cornelius.
And we have to apologize. He couldn't make it tonight. I know he was scheduled to be our guest, but we'll figure that out later. But before we go to our next topic, we got a few things to get to. One of these things is in reference to the ongoing discussion about Marvin's practice days. Just got a text message from former Alabama All-SEC center Paul Hogan. Let's see. Let's see. Me and Constant always had to go at it on that one-on-one drill. He's a dog. I was willing to go through a brick wall, and so was he. I never recall a single time when he wore me out. Sounds like he's piping it up.
You heard the first part of his text.
Hey, no, but I heard, but no, I didn't hear the first part. I heard the second part.
And then you got all the messages I've sent you for other teammates.
Okay. So listen. Okay, so you tagged me in on those messages, right? So 2 of those are maybe 2 of your better friends in life. That's my big bro Shantu Ray, and Ray is never gonna go against you.
Yes,
and
he will.
And DG. DG's gonna make sure that everyone's straight and fine. But you and I both know if we get the mass on the show, we're gonna do it. You ain't work Boogie out every single day. Hey, Steve, let me tell you the story, Steve.
Right,
so yesterday I'm in the studio and I'm working.
All right.
Knocking it out, right? You showing on our the 24/7 channel, college the Ultimate College Football Show.
Okay.
Tune in every Monday, every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, right? Okay. On Monday and Wednesdays. Anyhow, easy little. I apologize, Justin, for saying that on the standard, but hey, listen, that's
you're good, man. Hey, we're all one big family.
So my phone is blowing up. Reggie Miles then called me 3 or 4 times, man. And I'm sitting there, what's going on with 2, 3? Because usually we talk, but if they calling me, something happening. TJ done hit me. Marvin done hit me. I'm like, dang, what happened this time? Finally get out the studio. I called those guys. They said, hey, listen, I appreciate you for straightening out Marvin Constant. Because he knew, and whatever he said was a bold-faced lie. Ain't no way none of us wanted to see Boogie. That's coming from Reggie. Now, Reggie did not boogie back 2 times that we remember. But there's not a soul that we played on that team from 1999, in my opinion, Marvin, to 2002 that welcomed Boogie and said, I want to go against Boogie all the time.
Now, who was
Marvin
Boogie?
was the only
Marvin Brown, former fullback.
Marvin Brown, fullback, number 6.
Yeah.
Marvin Constant was the only one that was brave enough every single day and said he wanted that headache. So yes, Marvin, Mook love, I give you that credit. But it wasn't like you just crushed Boogie every single time.
No, I said we battled. He won some, I won some.
Now it's a battle.
All right.
Ain't what you say.
We have a lot of opportunities.
One person that you want to give that work to, and he was that one person I wanted to give that work to every day.
Because he busted you up the day before. Got it.
And we got a lot of opportunities to explore this. So get ready, folks. It's coming. Before I get to that, we got to remind you the Alabama football season never truly ends, and basketball season is red hot, one of the best teams in the country. You can't properly support your Crimson Tide without your very own title towel. So go to www.whitwillsports.com today. Enter the promo code STANDARD. Get you a nice little discount courtesy of your favorite network, the Bama Standard Network. That's right, folks. Do what Steve Brown is doing right now with that title towel, wave it around the air like you just don't care. Before we get to our final topic,
rotator cuff.
Before we get to our final topic,
right, you ain't never right.
Ever. That's why we love him.
Justin finished.
Before we get to our final topic, and probably the most controversial topic, because we do that here on the Bama Standard, got to talk about next week. Next week on the Bama Standard, Tuesday night, the Pancake Posse. That means the 1999 Alabama offensive line is going to be here. Griff Redmill, Dante Ellington, Will Cuthbert, Paul Hogan, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Samuels will all be in the building. So we're going to get to hear a little bit more of how practices really went. Some great stories. You don't want to miss out next week.
I just don't. I hope none of them say they used to wear out Kenny Smith.
Whoa! Excuse me. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta say this, Justin. You didn't give that enough justice. This is a special event, folks. Y'all got to be here. This is a special event. This is a special edition of the Bama Standard. Just we got to do that over, man. You got to do it over. This is big. This is huge. You got to do it again so the people in the back can see it. You know how Boogie used to push Marvin to the back. Do it again.
Like your ear jump was pushed to the back. Oh, before you cut it all off, got it.
Wow. That's right, folks. Next week, finally, the Pancake Posse is coming home to the Bama Standard. Be ready, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, for the greatest show you'll perhaps ever witness in the history of this network. Are you going to be there? All right. There it is. There it is.
Are they going to Golden Corral after the show?
No, we're just not going to have you on the show.
Hey, man.
Everyone else.
Listen, guys, we got to get to the topic at hand, and it's a big one. We just had a staff change. I don't know if you folks noticed it, and I know a lot of people have been reporting it. We're going to go at this with a different angle, actually.
I'm excited.
For the third time, we have gone after offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb. First 2 times, he politely declined. One of those times, he declined the GOAT, Nick Saban, because he felt like, you know what, we got something special in Washington going on. I want to see it through. They get that done, and he comes over to Bama, has a cup of coffee. Seattle Seahawks come a-calling. He says, you know what, I got to jump over there, see what's going on over there. There for the entire year, things didn't quite work out. Well, best friend came a-calling and said, look, brother, we need you. Now, for a lot of people in Bama Nation, they think that he is Bama Jesus. He is going to lead us to offensive salvation. So let's talk about that. Now, I'm not trying to slight him. I think he's a great hire. He's a great coach. As Greg McElroy said, he's an amazingly cerebral coach. When he attacks defenses, he has a unique way of knowing how to cause a lot of confusion. That's why Coach Saban wanted him. But is this actually worth all the hype? We got some guys on this panel who understand things. The way I see it is, regardless of whether it's Ryan Grubb or Nick Sheridan, they're going to be calling the same plays. Now, the only difference between the two is personnel, and personnel can make things look a lot worse. Personnel can make things look a lot better. He had that personnel in Washington. This coming up season, he's got some personnel that can possibly help things resemble what we saw in Washington. So let's talk about it, guys. Ryan Grubb, overhyped, or is he truly the offensive savior we have been anxiously waiting on since Marvin Constant is the most anxious here? We're going to start with him. Then we'll go to Steve Brown because he's got that look on his face, and then up to Smoke. And Stephen Smith is going to bring this sermon home.
Well, I want to start with what you just said, Justin. You said no matter who the offensive coordinator is, they're going to be calling the same plays. That's true, but not true. Mm-hmm. Yes, the playbook is still the same, but it's all about how you set things up. I oftentimes talk about how we don't run enough screens, enough draws. We don't do enough motion. We don't do enough to actually confuse defenses and to actually make them walk their safety down in the box so that we can take the top off the defense. We don't do enough to make the middle of the field open up so that we can run tunnel screens. That's what I've been saying for the past, 3 years with the offensive coordinators that we've had. Ryan Grubb actually does do a great job of creating those situations to actually be able to call the plays he wants when he's ready to call them. That's the key to a great offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. Setting up what you want to work later in the game. It's not going to work early on usually. It takes some time to set it up. And that's what we've been missing the last 3-4 years. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see him come because, again, it's still the same playbook, but it's all about how you call the plays, the sequence, the order, the motions, the personnel. All those things play a factor in how successful you're going to be later on in the game.
I like that, Marvin. You know what? I'm very, very excited about him coming on board. And I think that he will be able to open up the playbook a whole lot more than our previous coordinator. because I think our previous coordinator was kind of thrown in the mix because he didn't come like we thought he would. And it's I think we have the pieces for this offense to be very, very successful. Of course, I like the next man up situation. I think I'm really pulling for Ty Simpson. I'm ready for him to go and show people what he has. But I also think that Austin Mack has a small advantage over all of them because he knows Austin Mack. Austin Mack knows him. So, but again, I think if we had Ryan Grubb last year, this past season, I think it would have been a whole lot more successful as well. Because, like I said, I was just watching his game and how he set things up, like Marvin said. It's really cool, man. So I'm excited, man. I've seen him do things at Washington that made my eyes pop up. Like, I can't believe he ran this play. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I just hope everybody lock in and get ready to go. So I'm excited.
Well said. Smoke.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to discredit his ability to call plays. I just don't know many great coaches. I know great coaches that had great players. And if you don't have the right players in your system, I care less what system that you're running. It's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I say this to say that when he was at Washington, if you go back and you watch his last year at Washington, how many guys he had drafted in the NFL? All 3 receivers were drafted in the first 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
His quarterback was taken, I went in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive linemen was two of his offensive linemen were taken in the top 3 rounds. So therefore, I'm gonna say this: he had talent out there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have talent, I don't care what you call, it's going to work because they're going to go out there and make sure that it does work for you. So I just think we all just got to just sit back and pause for a second and just see what this looks like. Like, I don't have any feeling toward the hire. I think it's just another hire until you come in there and I actually see what you're going to do with the product that you have in there. Because everyone has a game plan until they get punched in the mouth. Everyone wants to say he's going to call these great plays until he goes in and say, okay, who's the quarterback? How am I going to run the ball? How am I going to get Ryan Williams the ball other than him lining up in this one position? How am I going to get some of the best defenders and the best defensive minds within the SEC to play and look foolish like I did when he was up in Washington? So I'm not discrediting his ability. Go ahead, Steve.
Oh, that's what Ryan Grubb does. That's what we didn't have last year. Sheridan didn't have the ability to put players in position to be successful. But Ryan Grubb, he's a guru at that. So, I'm looking at all that.
When anybody says guru, that means you just got fired and you're on to your next job.
So, that was college and pro. That's different.
No, Steve, listen. I'm going to tell you like this. 11 players, A, B, C, gap. Right? Same zone, 53 and a third. Same yard. The hashes are different. Call plays and call plays. If you can coordinate an offense and manage people around you, you can do a good job of that anywhere. I'm just saying, if you had the opportunity to work with Nick Saban and the greatest football program in college football history, and you turn it down for more money than you can actually get, I get quality of life, sometimes pay it, but most people will jump at that. Then you had your second chance to get there. You say no. The third time that you came over and said, you know what, I'm going to do it, is when he was jobless. So it's not like he wants to be in Tuscaloosa. He had no other choice.
I understand. I understand. That's a good point.
My main thing in all of this is, will this reunion work? Because we've seen when Grubb and DeBoer have been together, it's been good stuff. They were together at Sioux Falls. They won 2 NAIA championships together, 2007-09. It was good at Fresno State, those two together. It was good at Washington. But will that reunion work here in Tuscaloosa? Now, on paper, this could be, on paper, like that 2018 offensive coaching staff that had Coach Loggs, Smoke's guy. Coach Loggs was the OC. You had Coach Gaddis as the co-OC, and you had Dan Enos as the quarterback coach. That's the reason why Bama has hung on to Nick Sheridan. He can have Nick Sheridan coach the quarterbacks. That's the value he creates there. But the thing with Grubb is, as Smoke mentioned, Saban wanted you. You didn't want to come. The second year, your boy is like, I want you. No, I'm going to the NFL. You come on the third calling, but will this marriage that worked good at Sioux Falls, that worked pretty good at Fresno State, that almost got a national championship at Washington, does it work at Alabama?
Hey, man, after Tommy Reese and Nick Sheridan, what the hell we got to lose?
Exactly.
I'm saying
Exactly.
Marvin, I agree with you. I'm not saying I don't. I agree with you. But let's also keep in mind, Bama's been spoiled by the Kiffins, by the Sarkeesians, by the Loxleys. Bama's been spoiled with them guys. Now here comes a Grubb that's a cut kind of where they are, not directly where they are. But
that dude ain't on the. Hey, listen, I'm gonna stop it. That guy ain't on those guys' level.
But how do you know this?
How?
Yeah.
Because history tells you that. Go look at Mike Loxley's history of being an offensive coordinator. Yeah, Loxley was the first one that put up 40 points by halftime. And everybody else was sitting down. Like Tua didn't play in the second half, and that's the reason why he didn't win the Heisman. He was the first one that dropped 40 on you in the first half, bro.
Right.
But he had the tools. He had the tools at Bama, though. He had the tools.
Tua didn't play in the fourth quarter of several games in 2018. They were blowing them out the first half.
And we don't want to go to Sark and Lane Train. That's what they do. So if you put them in order, he's at the bottom of those three.
Okay. I'm learning just like anybody else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's bad. He's not in the same category with those guys.
Not yet. To be determined.
I like that, Justin.
We got to see basically what is that intensity, what's that install and that intensity level look this spring. We got to see that. And then we got to see what it is, in the fall practice. We got to see that too.
And the offensive line.
I gotta agree with Smoke though. Them three, that's a different cut above. You can't. It's hard to put somebody. I mean, because regularly you seen Lane doing this when he called plays for the ball. Pretty much. That boy is different.
T. Smitty's got a good question here. What Grubb would have done about those turnovers last season?
Nothing changed.
See, turnover. See, the thing about turnover, T. Smitty, it's about discipline and understanding that this right here is the most important thing that we have on the football field. Like without this, there's nothing. And if you don't have the interest of not giving this back to the other team and understanding the purpose of this, then that's what caused turnovers. From ball security and from decision making. That's just what it is. So if Ryan Grubb is giving that message, that's not his job. There's only one guy that creates a message of this, and that's called the head coach. He controls the turnovers and the miscues.
Smoke. Oh, Smoke, that's cute. You still sleep with that ball. How many years you been sleeping with that ball?
As many times I drop interceptions, Mook, I just keep a ball around me to just keep me on tap, man. So I can catch the ball some more, man. You're a fool.
One of the most talked about topics from Bama fans in our comment section is the lack of carries the running backs got this past season. Understandably so. Very frustrating. One of the things that right off the page that jumps at me is how Ryan Grubb's offense runs to set up the pass, and he has a bell cow that does that. If you don't remember, Dylan Johnson was that bell cow. He carried the load. He made people take notice of the backfield. I feel like we have a backfield that can do that. Possibly Richard Young can be that bell cow. Who do you see benefiting the most if we truly do start implementing that back into the offense? Is this something that benefits Jam Miller the most, or is it time for Richard Young to take that step and be a star that we saw glimpses of late in the season?
Can I go first?
Yeah.
I think it benefits them both. Jam Miller is one of those backs who can play all over the place to me. And of course, what's his name? I'm sorry, number 9.
Richard Young.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Richard Young. He's just a bruiser. He's just a bruiser. So, it's pick your poison. So I think both of them will benefit. It all depends on the play calling. And of course, the most important position group on the field, which is the offensive line. You know, because if the offensive line ain't doing it, like Smoke said, it don't matter what you call. If they can't block nobody, it doesn't matter. So that's what I would like to see addressed first. But again, if they are doing what they need to do, I think both running backs will benefit from it.
Go ahead,
style of play.
Stephen M., go ahead.
Okay. I mean, I go back to what Steve mentioned. Everything starts with that offensive line up front, because we have to ask ourselves the question here. Booker's off to the NFL. You bring back Jaden Roberts. You do have Gino Vandermark. You did get a guy from the portal. You still have Caden Proctor and Brailsford. This is Coach Cap getting this offensive line together, getting this offensive line in order, and truly having a group that can create not just in the pass protection, but letting Jam get loose, letting Richard Young get loose, and letting the young kid from the transfer that Bama got from the Raging Cajuns, Lil Washington, letting him get loose as well. So it starts with that group headline by Parker Brailsford, which was the biggest get for Alabama this offseason, having him come back at center. He did a phenomenal job last season. He truly did. So having him back to control that unit with Coach Cap, this is a big season for Coach Cap to have that line right.
Couldn't agree more. This is an interesting topic. Go ahead.
So year two is always the benchmark of how good your program is truly going to be. This is when, from year one to that year two, the offseason is when now you take that big leap. And bringing in Grubb in only says we're going to keep the same offense, so we don't have to learn new terminology. The players don't have to go in and learn the new system. Like all you're doing is just reiterating and reinstalling exactly what you did last year. You're just going to call it in a different flow and in a different manner. But I'm a big believer in this age, if you have three running backs, you use all three. And that now goes on to the play caller. How are you getting the ball to all of your play makers? How are you getting touches for your running backs? And where are you getting them touches? Because all of them need to run the ball. All of them need to touch the football. It's just a matter of how you set that up. And that now comes down to the play caller and making sure that everybody is happy with what you're doing. Because of what a lot of people don't give the Mike Loxleys of the world credit for is he had 5 NFL receivers, 5 first rounders. And not one time did you ever hear any of those guys bicker about not getting the football, because they all got their touches because of the way that he called plays. He never called plays for his system. He called plays for his players. Players over scheme.
And Smoke, I mean, and that's a huge point, because Smoke, you go back to Coach Locke's year 2018, he had 6 guys catch 20 or more passes. 6.
Right.
Well, you
Stephen
know,
M. Well, 1 second. Stephen M. Smith, I know you got to jump off. Before you do so, let the folks know how they can find you on social media.
They can find me, y'all know what it is, on X/Twitter, Coaching M. Smith. They can find me, Pell City High School, Hat and Hands Marvin, defensive tackles. Come watch us. We work.
Hat in hands. I got to go watch some film, get my guys ready, spring balls around the corner.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah, all of that. All that he said. Hey, love you guys.
Love you, brother. Thank you.
Love you too.
Go ahead, Marvin. Then we'll get a question from the audience.
You know, a lot of people don't realize there's a huge unintended consequence of actually running the ball, and especially if you can run it successfully. And the who's going to benefit the most from the team actually being able to run the ball, it's going to be the defense. The defense is going to benefit more than anybody. So many times the past few years, we were 3 and out after throwing passes. We never ran the ball. So what that does, that extends the game, because that clock is not running. And that means that offense is going to get more time to touch that ball. That means your defense is going to be wore out. Running the ball helps not only run the clock, but it puts you in favorable situations on 2nd and 3rd down, so that you can call plays that are easier to convert. But if you just come out throwing the ball from, 1st down, and you in 2nd and 10, 2nd and 9, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, you're going to run your defense in the ground. So I'm praying that they run the ball, because, again, if you look at how many games we played last year where we were in a shootout late in the game and our defenses gave us nothing because they were gassed. So, you want that defense fresh in the 4th quarter. You have to do what a lot of like look at what Vandy did. Vandy ran the ball against us successfully. Vandy slowed that game down. That's why they beat us. That's the benefit to running the ball.
They played keep away.
Yes. And we were so good at giving it away because we trying to throw the ball every play and the clock's not running. We might have had the ball for all of 30 seconds and we kicking the ball back to them. You gave your defense 30 seconds to rest.
Go ahead, Justin. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We got a question from the audience. William Morris, better known as Big Bill from New York, where defenses gang up on the line of scrimmage last season because of Miro's ability to run and the problems he had passing. Who wants to tackle this?
I'll jump on it. So that's a misconception of loading up the line of scrimmage. Like, it doesn't really matter how many you put on the line of scrimmage or in the box. You can put 8, 9 up there. Now that's on the play caller to either call in the receiver and say, okay, you get the support on the edge. And now your running back, you have to take care of one. I remember, if I can give you a quick story, Anthony Linder, the run game coordinator for the Washington Commanders right now, was the offensive coordinator for us in the Buffalo Bills. This is 2015. And we had a running back named Shady McCoy. Maybe you guys know him, maybe you guys don't. And Lynn would draw up plays. And I'm like, hey, Lynn, you don't have that guy blocked. And his answer was to me, hey, listen, man, I got Shady McCoy. He'll take care of the unblocked guy for me. So at some point, even when the line of scrimmage is loaded up, and if we believe that these running backs are what they are and we say what they are, you have to get that 8th or that 9th defender on your own. Make him miss. Like, you can't get to the second level every single time without being touched. You're going to have to make a jump cut, get skinny, be elusive in the backfield at some point, be creative to get up out of there so you can say, okay, O-line, you guys missed one, but it's okay. I got you guys on this. So, no, I don't believe in that.
And Bill also threw $5 our way. Thank you so much, brother. We greatly appreciate that.
Appreciate you, Bill.
The questions. All right, guys, it's time to start winding down. Before we do that, I want to remind everyone that even though the Bama Standard is closing up, we still have other shows on this network. Matter of fact, in about 45 minutes, we got the final whistle. We're going to be talking Bama offensive line, and I'm going to be talking about Bama basketball. So definitely tune in for that. Tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Central, we got Crimson Dynasty with Cece Payne, Dan James, and Justin J.B. Bain. And then the nightcap, as always, the living legend himself, George Teague, is bringing Teague's Take to you at 8:15 p.m. Central. Thursday night, by Bama Hoops fans, tune in, that is, for Going Hard in the Paint, 7:30 p.m. Central, with Daniel Petty, JT, and Herb Ragsdale. Then Sunday night, we got Sunday Night Talking Bama, 7 p.m. Central, with Stephen M. Smith, Herb Ragsdale, JT, and JB. And then to start your week off the way it should, you get your big dose of Smoke Dixon and Daniel Petty for the opening kick at 7 p.m. Central. All right, guys, it's been another great show. Appreciate everything y'all brought to the table tonight. We learned a lot of truths. We learned a lot of truths about Marvin Constant in practice. But
hey, can I say something? You got one question on there. I don't want to give myself any more shameless plugs. Glenn Teague has a great question right there.
All right, let's tackle that one. Now we give him a hard time. What could have been if Marvin never gets hurt?
First round linebacker, probably taken somewhere in the category with LeVar Arrington. I don't know if people understand how talented Marvin Constant at that point really was. Like, Mook was a problem.
Absolutely.
Fast, physical, instinctive, smart, loved the game. First round linebacker, the worst second round, because actually the young boy can run. He ran somewhere close to 4.5-ish, 4.6. He ran 4.5 after the knee surgery down in Miami when we had that workout. And without that, yeah. And if people ever seen this, my man jump, he can bang and dunk the basketball like no other. Super athletic, little stiff, okay in pass coverage. No, I'm telling the truth.
You are?
Yeah. I'm giving you a perfect evaluation of him. But
appreciate it, brother. It's honest.
Back then in the early 2000s, yeah, this is what you were looking for in the Al Wilson of the world category. That was true Mike linebacker A, be straight, make plays on the edge. Sometimes that wasn't his truly game. But if you run it downhill, you're going to have a headache. And the best fullback ever in Alabama history, Marvin Brown.
Yeah.
Can't disagree there. Smoke,
Sorry,
he
LeBron.
did.
Sorry,
Marvin
LeBron.
had speed. He chased down an Olympic sprinter, so he had some wheels on him too. But I disagree. He does not lead the top 15. Marvin was that good.
I wouldn't disagree.
Well,
He's a
thank
first
you,
rounder.
brothers.
He's a first rounder. Top 15 would be tough, but he's a first rounder.
Well, thank you.
You're on mute, Steve.
He's just saying Marvin wouldn't have any bad character, and he loves Marvin. He wants to be like Marvin. His whole identity is Marvin.
I want to say this. As much as I hate to say this, Smoke, you were right. I watched Marvin. Marvin was a hell of a player. I say first round. You know what I'm saying? Now the smart part, you take that out. That smart part, take all that out.
No, he's in football.
No. Take it out.
Football intelligence. Football intelligence. Him and Salim would have been a problem if both of them would have stayed. Salim stayed healthy, but if Marvin and Salim together, issue upon issue.
Take the smart out.
Intelligent. He not smart. He's intelligent. Football intelligence, not like us intelligent.
Well, I do have 3 degrees, so y'all haters can leave me alone.
Man, you paid for those.
Yeah, one of those was one of those was from cosmetology school.
Nail school and DeVry.
Ed's Automotive Academy.
Great question, Glenn. Love it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we give them a hard time. All of us get a hard time, but that's the truth. We believe in you. Marvin, best way I can sum it up, game changer. That was you.
Well, thank you, fellas.
You went smart.
Now, don't let this crap go to your head and next week come on and you say,
exactly.
You used to do all this stuff.
He come on with his shirt off.
Just take the compliment, be humble. Humble yourself. Take it.
Always, brother. Always. I love you guys.
You ain't humble. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's pass it around the room. Tell folks how they can find you. Let's start out with Marvin, then Steve Brown, which I want you to tell folks where you're going to be headlining next. And then Smoke, you will close it up, buddy.
You know what? I already gave my plug, so I'm going to go ahead and just sign off with Steve. I'll let Steve finish it out, man.
Well, Marvin's going to start.
You find me on Instagram, Constant45, Twitter, Constant451.
Steve Brown.
Comic Steve Brown on Instagram and Twitter, comedian Steve Brown fan page. I'm off this weekend. My alma mater's homecoming, Stillman College. I'll be there. Then I got a personal event to go to. So other than that, that's it.
Thank you, everybody, for being a part of our family. Even when we go after hours, we provide the best content all the way through. You can't find it anywhere else. So keep coming back.
Justin, hey.
You
didn't plug that we're gonna be at 8 too. You forgot to plug that.
Still getting the details on that, but rest assured, folks, Alabama will be graced by the Bama Standard come 8A weekend. Get ready. We're coming.
Marvin's
Remember,
not smart.
Next week, though, we got a big show, a huge show that you need to be a part of. You ain't ready. Get yourself really prepared. But until then, I'll do it for all of us. Roll Tide.
Can't wait to see you done, Deezy.
Roll Tide. Marvin's not smart.
Oh, I guess it's